And here we are with another episode of the Sloth Doctors, which will be getting a kind of a facelift soon.
Yeah, we may be going for a rebrand, but anyway.
And I'm Dr. Chip.
And I will still be Dr. Bob.
Oh, a rebrand.
Well, that's foreshadowing. Leave it alone. That's all we're saying about that. But we have our first actual return guest. We had Mark Jacobs on twice, but he got kind of screwed on one of his, so we had to have him on again. But this is our first full re-guest, Steve Quinto. We talked about, whether he might want to bring Crazy Dave with him again today, but it was kind of short notice, and I couldn't clear it with you. And
yeah, no, that would have been great. The more the merrier.
See, I thought he made you nervous.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, that would have been great.
Who was it? Somebody
the other
told me
way
he made
on
him
that,
nervous.
so.
Yeah, maybe.
I thought it was you. Maybe somebody was telling me, that guy makes me nervous. I'm like, he's
No,
harmless. He's harmless.
It wasn't him. It was a different guest, but I don't want to say who it was.
Oh, okay.
But our fans can probably watch and figure it out.
He does make people nervous. He can make people nervous. I mean,
No,
yeah.
No, he was very
not
entertaining.
intentionally.
Yeah.
It's just the way he is.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the guy. Just sometimes.
We were just talking before we started about he's got a Facebook show called Lunatics or something.
The Lunatic.
The Lunatic.
The Lunatic, yeah.
And he does this, basically just shoots it with his phone on himself, and it's this gonzo, like, literally, if you have epilepsy, you're going to have a fucking seizure watching this shit. It's like,
Whatever.
It's like a fight scene from the board.
Yes,
the
yeah,
board
yeah.
trilogy.
All kinds of. He did one the other day of him walking from Sharkies to Pipers.
oh, yeah, I heard about that one. I didn't see
His
it.
car
Yeah.
broke down or something, and
Okay.
I literally messaged him while he was on his walk, like, "Bro, do you need a ride?"
How far of a walk is that? I'm not familiar with the landmarks.
Well, Sharkies in Coral Springs.
Oh, yeah, that's
out
a pretty
west,
good
and,
that's a
and
pretty good
Pipers is in Pompano, like Sample Road and Federal Highway. Around that
Okay,
area.
yeah, that's a haul.
It's a haul. So I don't know I still don't know if he actually did it. I have to talk to him today. I'll see him tonight at the jam.
I
night,
was
but
going to say, if you going that far, you're going to have to run.
Dude.
He walked?
he was walking and
It's going to
and
take you a
huffing
whole
and puffing
day
and
to
walking.
walk that far.
Yeah, I'm not
Whatever.
sure what
He's
the whole
crazy.
story is on that. but
He's crazy. He's
like I
crazy
said,
Dave.
I just felt bad for him. I caught it like whatever he's doing. I just see him walking and said something about his car, and I messaged him, "Bro, you need a ride? I'll gladly come get you." And he was like, "I guess I didn't get the joke or the."
I don't know if anybody gets the joke.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's what makes it so entertaining. Yeah. Dave's a character.
He is a character. I love the guy. I've known him for about 18 years now, and he's a really sweet guy.
All right, so let's just jump into this since we almost talked about this before we started. But since you're going to see him tonight at Jam Night, I want you to ask Greg Small if he's still mad at me.
I will do that.
Do you have any idea why he's mad at me?
I have no idea.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
I was gonna
Never
say, I
spoke
think
about
you
it.
have a theory.
Well, I can tell you why he's mad at me. He got so mad at me, he quit Curious George.
Huh.
And all right, so here's what happened. This is all over COVID, the whole thing. So
And it took 5 years to bear fruit.
no. He quit Furious George. We were on the phone. He was arguing with me. He goes, "Fuck this! I don't need this shit." Hang up the phone. That was it.
Oh, years ago. Okay.
Yeah, 5 years
yeah,
ago. Yeah. Anyway, so I had some buddies of mine that had told me. I mean, you got to remember back at the COVID, right? Like, so COVID hit in March. All right. So apparently in January or February, I had posted on Facebook that some of my buddies thought that they had already had COVID back in like November or December. Okay. So I guess when it hits, the whole panic starts, everything shuts down. We're out of gigs for a week, whatever, week or two. And he calls me up. He must have seen this post, and he's like, starts accusing me of exposing he and his wife to COVID. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about, dude? He's like, oh, come on, man. He's just like screaming and yelling about it. I'm trying to talk him down. I'm like, dude, what do you mean? No, those guys are talking a long time ago. He thinks that I'm basically sitting around with guys with COVID and then coming to gigs. And I'm like, dude, and then I'm trying to talk him down like, dude,
even if those guys had it, nobody knew
now
what
listen,
it was.
dude,
then.
there was no rationality involved in this conversation on his part whatsoever.
Even the time.
He was
periods and
completely scared shitless of COVID. I get it. I mean, I get it. I was trying to tell him, I was like, dude, you're young, you're healthy. Even if you get it, you'll be all right. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I
He's
didn't
like,
really
"Oh,
see
fuck
him
you."
a lot in that couple of years.
Well, here's the thing that just really kind of rubbed me the wrong way. All right. When I said that about him, he goes, yeah, but you're exposing my wife and she's compromised, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, why isn't she at home? If she's, why,
Yeah, she's got some
and then
medical
I proceeded to see for the next years, her at every gig. I mean, wearing a mask but if you're that compromised, you're that worried about it, wouldn't you stay home?
Well, yeah, I don't think she wants to be alone. You know, she needs someone
no.
in case something had some heart problems.
He was just so totally overreacting, you know, and I was just trying to talk him down, and it was not working. And he was like, "Fuck you, I don't need this shit." Hung up. That's the last time I talked to him. So just ask him if he's still pissed at me.
Time has passed.
I could care less. I mean, I got no problem with the guy, but anyway.
Yeah, he's typically a very mellow, basic, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he just got freaked out about the COVID thing and just took it out on me, I guess, or something. I don't know what his deal was.
My dad was super freaked out about COVID, but he was also immunocompromised. You know, he's fighting stage 4 cancer and stuff at the time. And
yeah, it's scary if you were
shape,
sick. I mean, even me, I had a heart attack 25 years ago, and I still worried about that.
Yeah.
Then I'm just like, am I compromised because of that? You know, I don't know.
Literally just telling him my dad was just in the hospital. My dad's never had, my dad's had asthma his whole life. He's got COPD, but he never had any problem with his heart. Now all of a sudden he's in the fucking hospital for his heart, and he took at least 2 or 3 or 4 of the shots and boosters and all that shit. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I did too. It never did anything to me. I think I did 3 of them, but I hadn't been to a cardiologist. I had it in 2000. I went to a cardiologist for like a year. After that, a couple times, the year. And then I haven't seen one in 24 years. So except for my primary, and he made me go to a cardiologist to check the stent, and he said my carotid artery might be a little blocked. So I had to do these tests. Thankfully, literally about a week ago, he called me back with all the results. Clear, the heart was pumping great. No, I'm like, really? 25 years of? He's like, yeah.
Well, I'm amazed you had any kind of heart problem in the first place. Because it's like, do you have high blood pressure or something?
No, it was stress and cholesterol.
Oh, it was cholesterol.
Yeah, it wasn't even the smoking, and I still smoke,
I was going to say, because it's not like you're overweight. You're clearly not.
Stress and cholesterol. I was working at Christie Cleaners when it happened for like a bunch of years with Jim Murphy and
I was going to say, I was going to ask you, is that what
I worked there for like 7 years, and, I would do the cleaning eventually. So for a couple of years, I'd have to go in at like 4 a.m. But those nights, I'd be playing till 5 a.m. So I'm like an hour late to work after I'm done with my gig. So I'm working 24 hours. Sometimes straight and eating McDonald's every night because it was the only thing in between. And to go to, and like all those years of eating McDonald's clogged my artery and knocked me down at a gig at the Turn 3 on New Year's Eve 2000. Wow. I had my heart attack right on stage. Crazy.
Wow.
Thank you, Tommy Gunn,
with all the
and
videos,
Elaine Birdie for saving my life that night.
Oh, no shit.
All the videos I've seen of like time-lapse photography showing McDonald's food not being eaten or not decomposing, not going cold or anything, you would almost think that it would have a preservative effect on the human body.
You would
by
think
eating
that.
it would therefore make you even longer.
Maybe that's what I thought. Maybe I was like, this
maybe.
is good for me.
Well,
exactly.
They're all different too. Because I remember once, I remember Burger King came out with some new fries. So I was going to Burger King and I got the new fries and I was like, I don't like these. And I remember dumping them out, not in my garbage, but right next to the garbage, thinking, something will eat this, raccoons or something. Dude, not only did nothing eat it, but it literally didn't change consistency for weeks and weeks and weeks. It just looked exactly like what I dumped
don't know what
there.
They do that shit.
I was like, ooh, that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos and little whatever documentaries about that in this. Yeah, it's because there's so many preservatives in it that it's not technically food. But I've even had real food that I cooked myself that apparently was so foul that animals wouldn't eat it. I attempted once when I lived on El Prado to cook a whole duck, right? And I'd never done it before. I Googled how to do it. I did not do it properly. The inside of the oven was so fucking greasy by the time I was done that it was virtually uncleanable. The duck was inedible, and I threw it out in the yard after taking just a few cuts off. I threw the whole carcass of the bird out in the yard, fully cooked.
Well, something to eat that, though.
No.
There
were yard cats. It was there 3 days later and not a bite out of it.
Well, you really
there were
fucked up that duck,
feral
then.
cats in the neighborhood. Oh, yeah, something.
Oh, Lord,
I'm glad I only ate a couple of bites because it might have been poisonous.
God,
So it could have been something.
It was
I don't
disgusting.
think ducks are hard to cook, aren't they?
The only
It's like a chicken. How hard could it be?
Well, they're
My mom
super
tried
oily
once,
and
and
greasy.
it
So,
doesn't work. It's the same.
Apparently, I've done a little bit of research on it since then, and the only culture that seems to truly have it nailed are the Chinese, Asians.
Yeah.
So the trick is you have to dry the hell out of it, let it hang dry, and then before you cook it, they baste it with boiling hot water to shrink the skin, and then you do those two things first, and then cook it. And I mean, it's still going to be greasy, but it won't be.
And still apparently have to do something else or else.
Yeah, I mean, you still have to cook it, obviously, but that's all the prep you have to do first.
Tune into the Sloth Doctors anytime for your cooking needs.
Yeah.
Cooking
And what
tips.
not to do, unless you want it to taste like what I would imagine penguin would be like. It was just oil, pure
It's
oil.
just a jack of all trades show. You can talk about anything here.
You know somebody's eating a penguin, I'm sure.
Oh, sure, out of necessity,
It's got to,
I would think so.
you know.
right?
How do I know? I mean,
I wonder what a penguin
I mean, not
is.
here at the zoo or anything, but
Yeah.
maybe
On
in
land,
Alaska.
on land, they got to be pretty easy to get, right? And if
Yeah.
they're not in the water, they're not exactly going to outrun you, and they can't.
I'll tell you, you
fight
know what
back
though?
very much.
You know how everyone thinks the turtles are slow. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the back window the other day, and
Not all turtles.
a fucking turtle comes out of the lake, and it was literally, it had to be that big. It was pretty big, and it was heading away from the water. So I went outside. I was going to pick it up and throw it back in the lake. You know?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything move as fucking fast as that turtle moved when I approached it. I swear to God,
Needed no help from you.
I had
Yeah.
no idea a turtle
Yeah,
could
I've
run
seen
that
it. Yeah,
fast.
yeah.
But it was fucking fast.
They're like gators.
Yeah.
Some of them.
it was that fast.
You know,
Like,
once I
gone in the water. I was like,
once
wow.
I showed up at the beach and I was walking into the water and there was just like a little like line of seaweed, and in this seaweed I see something kind of wiggling, and I look down, I pick it up, and it's a little sea turtle. It was on its back. It would have died if I hadn't picked it up, but I picked it up and I was just about to put it in the water, and that thing leapt out of my hand. I mean, literally like a
Yeah.
freaking fish. It was like, geez.
Yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know they were that fast. You know,
Maybe it's turtles are faster and tortoises are slow. The ones
Yeah,
that
I
are just
think the ones that
strictly
live like
land.
300 years.
Oh, is that what it
and
is?
stuff Like that.
Yeah,
I
big
guess I'm not
lumbering
versed
giants.
on the turtle tortoise thing.
I think that's the difference between the two is that
You're
one
probably
swims
right.
and one doesn't. But
You're
there's probably
right.
more to it than that.
It came out a couple times after, so it was trying to get out of there for some reason. But
And I've seen some of like the long neck ones where their head can come out and strike almost like a snake, like the speed
they're
with which
quick.
it pops out. Yeah.
I've seen that, but I've never seen one run like that. So, just weird.
PSA: turtles are more dangerous than you think, and
They
faster
really
to
are.
boot.
They
You
are.
know, speaking of more dangerous than you think, I Googled a weird fact the other day. I was just going down the rabbit holes, and I was thinking about like what are the most dangerous animals on Earth? And of course, I think most people know, even though it's not immediately, you think it's mosquitoes because
yeah.
of malaria and diseases. Number 2 was snakes, and number 3 globally was dogs. The third most likely animal to kill you on Earth in general is a dog. Most
Well,
of these were in underdeveloped countries and things like that, but it was on
Yeah.
the order of like 30,000, which is still out of 7 billion is a negligible amount. But to think that on average 30,000 people a year die by dog is kind of horrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
you
I'm gonna
see
guess-
it on TV every day. Dog attacks and this.
Yeah, but I'm guessing a vast majority of those are not domesticated dogs.
Well, that's what I think. I
Yeah.
think a lot of them
Yeah,
might
I
be
mean,
in
domesticated
underdeveloped
dogs
countries
still,
with
pit
feral
bulls and
dogs.
stuff, but still, most of them are talking about like wild dogs.
Yeah, but I mean, even in the United States and in first world countries, every now and again it'll make the news. I think it was a year
Oh, yeah.
ago or so where
Sure.
some Amazon delivery driver got torn apart by a pack of dogs trying to make a delivery. I want to say it was in Texas, but
I
could be wrong
remember
about
seeing
that.
that too.
and,
Yeah,
and I got to think the reason dogs are up there on the list is there are dogs everywhere.
yeah. There's so many
Exactly.
of them.
There's
yeah.
so many of them.
They're
That is
everywhere.
that
There's
is
not anywhere
exactly.
that there aren't dogs.
Yeah,
And that was my
I
next
was-
thing to say. Was
I was
the
gonna say,
reason is
what's-
because
Yeah,
there's
there's
what's
gotta
gotta
be
be
after
dogs.
that?
They're just
Hippos?
everywhere.
I can't remember what it was.
Because
Something
hippos
like
are
that,
really
yeah.
bad, but there's only so many places where you run into a
Well,
hippo.
yeah, they're mean, like rhinos, hippos, shit like that. But you're not
Yeah,
going
it's
to run
the
into those
same-
like you would a dog.
It's the same
You
way
know?
of playing with numbers. Like the reason they're number 3 is because there's so many dogs. It's the same reason why most shark attacks occur in 3 to 5 feet of water, because that's where most of the people are in the
Yeah,
water.
exactly.
Majority of people are not out scuba diving in the deep ocean. Most of them
Yeah.
are right.
I'm
off
still
the
not
beach.
going to the water.
Not to mention when you're scuba diving, the chances of you getting attacked are so low. You can, first of all, you can see them coming.
Right.
You know, I mean, when I used to dive with my mom, that was my job, was to chase off the sharks. You know, some shark would come in and be like, hey,
That's what she told you. She was just trying to get ready.
Yeah, you were
It's like,
yeah.
get between me and the shark, honey.
yeah, they don't do shit though, man. They just swim
I
around.
can-
real
I remember
slow and
his
look
mom.
how
I can
good.
see his
How did
mom
she teach
doing
you to
that
swim?
too.
By chucking you in a
Here's the
pool
thing.
and seeing what happened?
At least 90, 95, 99% of the time, if you get bit by a shark or any fish for that matter, you remember Al, the fucking drunk he lost a
Yeah.
finger to a bluefish. But if you get bit by a fish, it doesn't know what you are. It thinks
Right.
you're something
Well,
else.
Yeah.
It can't see. That's why, like, I even, you know, I have no fear of sharks. But if I'm in waist deep water and it's murky and you can't see shit and there's a shark in the water, then I'm nervous.
Yeah,
if
because
it
they can't see you.
Exactly. And they-
Yeah, I'm just not going in the water anymore. I just don't like it anymore. I did when I was younger, but I don't do it anymore. I have no need to.
I got a pool and a
That I do.
pond.
Yeah.
In a pond. Pond would be good for you.
Man.
Cement
Just
pond.
not the ocean, man.
Yeah, I still don't mind the ocean, but things I used to like roller coasters a lot when I was young.
I still
There's
do.
no way I can do that now. But now it's more of a medical thing. Like after I had neck surgery, I'm afraid
That was
of
one of
the
my first
whiplash and
questions.
everything, probably not a good idea.
After the heart attack, that was like one of my first questions. Can I go? I was going to, I think we were going to Tampa. What's the one up there?
Busch Gardens.
Busch Gardens. I was married still to Jen. And can I go on the roller coasters? Because I was psyched. I love them. He's like, yeah, absolutely. All right. I was nervous the first one that I did because it was literally 2.5 weeks after I had a heart attack.
Damn.
But I was back playing immediately and on roller coasters and just tried to move on, But
When I was in my early 20s, I lived in Charlotte, North Carolina for a couple of years. And right on the border, it's really close to the border of South Carolina, like maybe 12 or 13 miles. And right on the border there is a big theme park called Carowinds. So I had season passes and I would go there. I tried to go there only during weekdays during school so that there'd be no kids there, which was great because then there were no lines and you could just ride things over and over again until you got sick of it,
Yeah.
And then after doing it all day long, the weirdest thing is as you're driving home on the highway, it's almost like you're playing a video game because you've been on these tracks for so long. It's like you're looking at the road. You got to remind yourself like, no, this isn't a roller coaster. You got to pay attention.
Yeah, it is. It gets you, I remember when we played in San Diego, one of my first gigs with the Journey Band was San Diego SeaWorld. And they gave us, all access passes. They treat us like freaking rock stars. Picked us up at the hotel in the morning to bring us over to the whole park for a big breakfast that they had.
Oh.
Then they'd switch it out for lunch and they'd switch it out for dinner and they'd break it back and forth. The passes, had a special line that we could go right up to get on any ride at any time we wanted. And we went after we did 2 days there. After the first night, like 30 fans came with us and we just all went around the park on rides and this and that.
Fun.
Cool. We just walked right up to the front with all the fans and they were just like, they just let us all go.
Sorry, folks, park closed. Moose should have told you.
Moose South Road should have told you. They even took us to the back, like where people can watch the dolphins do that shit. They took us back to the trainers and let us do some tricks with the dolphins. They let us literally, play with the dolphins. I was like, this is ridiculous. We had video taken and all this shit. It's when Clint was still in the band. And Billy.
Carowinds is on the part of the park is on the border of North and South Carolina. So depending on what you may or may not have accidentally left in your pockets that day, you can just break state laws all day, just walking back and forth from one side of the park to the other.
I've been to South Carolina, but I've never been to North. Yeah, I have been to North Carolina once, but
you just
long
didn't
time.
you were just there, right?
Yeah, I just drove past it. Yeah.
I was going to say, this guy, how many you just covered?
God, I just hit a huge road trip.
You just spent one night in your bed last night, right?
Yeah. So Monday morning I woke up, I was in Ohio. Tuesday morning when I woke up, I was in Charlotte, North Carolina. This morning I was in Gainesville. Now I'm here in Boca. And then tomorrow I'll be going back to Gainesville. But yeah, I put almost 2,000 miles on the car in a couple of weeks.
I do that a lot.
So it's got the car's a little over 60,000 and it's almost all highway. So
yeah, but same with mine. I bought it, that Honda CRV. It had like 48,000 miles on it. I got about 160,000 now, all highway miles pretty much. But like everywhere. Last week was Ocala. Or last week was Daytona, Ocala, Daytona. Next week I got to go like Ybor City. Then we go up to the Panhandle, almost to Alabama.
Right.
And then another one on the way back, 3 in a row.
And you got to drive to all these?
Yeah.
Wow. Because of all the equipment.
Don't they ever-
If I want my shit with me.
Yeah.
They never do like a bus or a van? Or
Yeah,
anything like
they
that?
do. The one we talked about this the first time I was on the podcast.
Yeah, all right, never mind. No.
The one time I did do it, and I drove to North Carolina or to
I think I remember
Georgia
saying
to
that.
Cam, my
Yeah,
bass
yeah.
player's house, and put stuff in his car. And we went from there. A lot of stuff fell out of his car, and so I didn't want to go there.
Yeah,
again.
that's the thing with me. I love traveling and all. Well, I hate traveling. I love the destination. The traveling part sucks.
I like driving. I
can't
As long
stand
as
it,
the
dude.
weather's nice
I
and the
can't stand
traffic's not too hard, you know what I mean? Like I hate, but I get real close to real big cities. Charlotte is a motherfucker. Doesn't matter if it's day or night. Doesn't matter what time of the week, time of the year. Is always almost bumper to bumper stop traffic getting in or out on the highway. But the rest of the drive is actually kind of nice and pleasant as long as it's not winter.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
no
mind the
snow on
driving
the
at
road.
all. I like doing it alone if possible, but my girl goes a lot with me. We just crank the tunes and drive, man. I don't mind the drive. I don't know. I just like him. I like what I'm getting to do. I'm going to be 62. You know, I get to play 4 or 5 really cool shows a month for a lot of people, and
Right.
make good, really good money. You know, and that's all I got to do. And I play local.
Speaking of which, I meant to ask you about that. Didn't you say you were doing something to get ready to get Social Security?
Yeah, I'm going to do it as soon as I turn 62.
Yeah, but you can't really do anything till after your birthday, can you?
Well, you can apply. You know,
I tried. It said I tried, and it wouldn't let me. Yeah, I think you got to wait till after your birthday.
Maybe I'm wrong. What the fuck do I know?
Yeah, I don't think you can until after your birthday. Then you're
on your birthday, I guess.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like you're not going to get it.
No, it takes them 3 to 4 weeks, I think, or something. My girlfriend just got hers started. You know, so I can't wait to do that. Yeah.
I got my sister, let her come down with me so she could see her kids. She lives in Gainesville with me, but they live down here. And she fucking hates podcasts. And I had Dave Smith on Rogan, and the latest one on for it's like a 3-hour episode too. And every time I look over, she's just got headphones in, listening to music. The dog whimpering in the back.
Yeah, I watch it more now than I ever have before. You know what I mean?
Well, I got to say, I mean, once my landlords turned off the cable, I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to pay for cable. I might as well. So I just started watching.
Stream everything.
To Kill Tony was one of the first ones I got. I was like, holy shit, this is pretty good. You ever watch that?
No.
It's pretty funny. I wouldn't mind trying to do like a local version of it, like, Kill Phony or something like that, like just a rip off of it.
Not to change the thing, but I do like the one that I watch with Billy Corgan that he does.
Yeah, that one's not bad. I've seen his. That's pretty good.
Couple like 4 out of 5
That's basically about music.
Yeah. I just like this
kind of like
the subject matter's great. For me, I love it. You know what I mean? But he just got some.
Beto, who's do I say that? I say that guy's name wrong or something. Beto, right? Rick Beto?
Beato or
Beato?
Yeah, I think it's Beato.
I think it is Beato. Right. Mike Beatoff. No. Did you see the thing he did with the AI? Oh yeah, he does right on a 10-minute video. He creates an AI character and song, and it's not bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
but I mean,
for some reason, it all stuck in my head. The fake artist name is Eli Mercer, and he created like an alternative country artist and made it write a song about moving to West Dallas to write a book or something. Spit out a song, lyrics, everything.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't
great, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, it can be done. It's
the point I make. It has been being done. Look at The Voice, American Idol. It's the same thing. Just replace a team of writers with AI. It's the same thing. Just churning out mid-level pop crap.
I mean, how many of those people have?
There's a YouTuber. His channel is called Pleasant Green, and we'll put a link in the episode to this. What I'm going to talk about here. But I just watched a video of his yesterday where he busted a scam and exposed it, and it's a scam that called themselves the Walker family. And the advertising is basically they pose as we're the Walker family. We've been singer-songwriters for the last 35 years. But now that AI is coming along, we've decided to retire our business. And so we're offering a special deal. If you want a customized song for your anniversary or anything like that, just call us and we'll, and it's like $100, right? So he did all this research and he spent the money and he got him to write a song and it's AI. The commercial itself is AI. The characters, the walkers themselves are AI models doing a speech that they wrote. There's a website called Suno, I think it is. It's a songwriting AI site, which you can get a free trial for, right?
Yeah.
So basically they just use Suno to create the song for you and then send you a file of it for $100. So they're actually using the threat of AI taking their job to sell AI to you. It's a beautiful scam.
It's
just devious on every level. I love it.
That is pretty good.
And the songs, and he gave it the most ridiculous. He's like, to try to test it, he's like, yeah, I'd like a song for my anniversary. My wife and I met at I forget what he said. I'm going to make this all up. But he's like, at a furry convention in the basement of a Radio Shack. And she was dressed like an otter and I was dressed like a penguin or whatever. And the lyrics for the song are like, reference every stupid, inane bullshit thing that he said. It's perfect.
Do you know people use ChatGPT as Google now?
Yes.
Yeah.
And wait a minute, how do you know it's right?
Yeah. Do you know that nobody has essentially written anything in college in at least 4 or 5 years?
I can imagine colleges are
play on that. Dr. Phil said he had asked ChatGPT something, and since he thought it was wrong, argued with ChatGPT and got it to change its mind.
Oh yeah.
So why are you asking this thing a question if you think you know better?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
I seen somebody, a college student, that was talking about how he uses it. Like he was boasting about it on a TikTok video or something. And basically, he asked the AI to write the essay, and then he read what it had written. He took the first paragraph and rewrote like the first 3 sentences of it, and then he told the AI to rewrite the rest of the essay to match the style of the first 3 sentences of the first paragraph. It rewrote the whole thing, and when he submitted it, it got no flags, totally passed by the professor. They didn't detect any AI in it whatsoever. So just changing one simple prompt like that.
so.
because a lot of times you can tell when it's AI.
Oh, yeah,
obviously.
very
It's
much
just,
so.
But maybe there's ways around that.
Yeah, there's
Like,
definitely ways
So
around
one
that.
thing we know is not AI is our first voicemail.
Oh, that's true. We do have
Yeah.
somebody finally called the docs and left a message
Yeah,
on the hotline.
so let's listen to
So
that.
I'm going to
voicemail.
play it for you. Now, I don't
Okay.
know if you guys are going to be able to hear it live, but we're going to do our best to patch it in after the fact. And I guess I can just hold
Somebody
it up. I'll hold
left
it up
in
to the microphone.
A
Yeah.
voicemail?
Yeah, that should work. Yeah, we got a number that people are supposed to call in and leave a voicemail about something to talk to, and
All right, guys. I'm going to put it up to the mic. All right.
hopefully this will work.
All right, Sloth Doctors. Coolest people ever, by the way. What I wanted to say was, I found an unlimited money glitch. All you have to do is tell everyone you know to bet on a color dildo that's going to be thrown on the WNBA court. Say green. Everyone liquidates their money. They put it on the bet, and then you bring a green dildo to the event, and then you throw it on the floor. Also, you can't forget that if you're the one throwing the dildo, you can't be the one making the bet, or it will be void. So you need to liquidate everything that you have and give it to your buddy to invest for you. I just wanted to know what you thought about my infinite money glitch. Have a good one. Toodaloo.
You know, that's hilarious because in the next couple episodes, we may have our senior dildo correspondent, Becca, dropping in.
Wow.
Becca
Yeah.
Caesars?
Yeah. Oh, you haven't
Wow.
seen the
You
one
think
she
she
did
could
yet?
give us any pointers on
No, I
like,
haven't seen that.
aerodynamics?
Yeah,
Which one will have the best, tightest spiral on it?
I just
Do you
want to
wanna
know how
chuck
many
it in the
she can
bleachers?
smuggle in without a purse.
I miss Becca. I haven't seen her in forever.
Yeah, she did an episode. She did great. We basically gave her a golden ticket, said just
Yeah.
come back whenever you
She
want.
might be back tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
heard a rumor.
Yeah, she might.
She is great.
Well, by tomorrow, he means 2 or 3 episodes down the road.
Yeah, tomorrow from today. I always put the film date on the
Oh, do you?
description.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never even bothered seeing that. But
That way, if
Yeah,
we
I gotta
talk
watch
about
that
something,
one now.
we can tell.
so, did you see now they're throwing the dildos out at the gay cheerleaders in the NFL now?
No.
I didn't
Dude,
see
oh,
that.
yeah.
Let me just say, some of those things could hurt somebody if thrown from a sufficient height. You hit somebody in the head with one of those
Oh,
things,
yeah.
could do some
It's
damage.
just
Sure.
rubber. It can't hurt that
One
bad.
time,
Well-
years ago in the early 90s,
Maybe a slight concussion.
It could hurt if it
Scott was part of this story too. I was working at a restaurant where my buddy Scott and that's where I met him at Providence Cafe in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we had a secret Santa. And so, of course, being a bunch of degenerate restaurant crew, we were all trying to find the most filthy, nasty, inappropriate things you could get. And I drew the name of this girl, Jennifer, who worked there. And she was like 5'2", 100 pounds or whatever. So I had to drive because North Carolina had very strict laws at the time about smut and pornography and things. I had to drive to South Carolina to go to a dirty bookstore
Jesus country.
and bought her the most offensively large. Have you ever seen those mafia movies where a guy walks in slow motion carrying a rose box? And
Yeah.
all of a sudden, the rose box gets torn apart and he pulls a shotgun out.
Right.
That's the size of the box that I had to use to put this dildo in. I mean, this thing was a giant, probably weighed 15 pounds plus the box. Yeah, if you threw that from the upper decks and hit somebody,
Well,
in the head,
okay,
you'd kill them,
that's
for sure.
a little different,
Well,
I
that's,
think.
yeah, that's a little bigger than your average dildo.
Yeah,
but I would
that's-
imagine even a good sized dildo.
I mean,
thrown
if
at
you
the
threw a
appropriate
whole,
height
you know,
and
sex
speed.
doll out there, you'd probably.
All right, well, it depended if it was inflated or not.
No, I mean, new ones, the solid ones.
Oh yeah. The real, I think they call them real doll. is
Real
the name of the
dolls,
company,
yeah.
You know what's her name has Whitney
Whitney Cummings.
Whitney Cummings
I've
has
seen
her
it.
own.
I've seen her interview it and
Yeah.
be on stage with it.
She
and
brought
talk
it
to
onto the Bill Maher show with her.
That's insane.
and stuck it on the couch.
It looks pretty much like her. You know,
Yeah.
It's got a slightly better personality.
Who did that? Who did
Whitney
that?
Cummings.
Whitney Cummings,
stand-up
she's a comedian.
Yeah, she's
Oh, I
pretty
know who
funny
she is.
too.
I know who she is.
Yeah, and the doll I don't know whether she commissioned it or whether some
think she
perverted
did.
fan did. And
No,
then
I think she
had to
did.
get it back from him.
I think she did. I'm
So
pretty
if
sure.
even if you're only a minor, even if you're not a celebrity, you find out that somebody has ordered. Like, what are the legal ramifications if somebody wants to order a sex doll and they give the manufacturer a picture and dimensions of a person, and I want it to look exactly like that person? Does that person have any say in that?
No, you
Can
can
they
just
be
be
like, no, you're
flattered.
not
That's
allowed to
it.
have.
I wouldn't think
That was
so.
my
You
next
just get-
question: is should you take it as a compliment or should you be
Yes.
concerned?
Yeah, that's all you can do.
I know we got to find someone who's going to do that or will do that and
Right.
see what the actual result
Right?
of that would be.
If, if anybody out there wants to sponsor this little experiment,
I'm just
I'll be
curious
happy
now to see. You know, would
and
the,
how
would the girl
because
be
hers
pissed?
looks just like
How
her.
do I-
So how
how do I know you-
customizable are they?
How do I know your sex doll doesn't have herpes?
Well, you
That's all I'm
don't. That's
saying.
true.
Well, you don't know. It doesn't have anything. Maybe it could be preloaded with anything.
Oh, how did we develop? this?
Preloaded real dolls.
You know, I do weep for the future of humanity because these sex dolls they're working on, these real dolls, as soon as they get them well enough to be almost unmistakable from humans and cheap enough to where your average Joe can get them, population is going to take a real, it's just going to, there's not going to be any more unintended pregnancies. It'll only be people that are trying to have a baby,
Yeah, that might be true.
which may or may not be a good thing.
But yeah, you're probably right though.
I mean, throughout most of humanity's history, most humans were not here by choice or not by plan.
That's true. That's
I mean,
true.
the vast, and almost every animal, like every time you see a cute puppy or a cute kitten, would you think the cats and dogs were married?
Yeah, they were
You know what I
planning
mean? That was a fly by night happen.
I was an
Have you ever
accident.
heard cats have sex? It doesn't
You
sound
what?
like they're in love.
I was an accident. Any of you guys
Yeah.
planned?
No, I wasn't planned.
Yeah.
I don't know if I was or not.
Yeah,
Nah, I was an
I had a
accident.
brother and a sister, not planned. None of us.
I have an older brother and an older sister. I don't know if I was planned or not.
I think you have
Surprised
to
you
be.
never asked that. You never found that?
That
No?
might
Both
be a
of my
pretty good
parents are gone,
indicator
so
of-
I can't ask them. So
That might be a good indicator of like social status and wealth, generational wealth, is if you're planned. If you and all your siblings were planned,
Oh yeah,
unless
look,
you're like
yeah.
from a really religious
Look at
household that was
Opie.
just like, we're making as many babies as we can.
Yeah,
We're
look at
gonna be
Opie. He's
fruitful.
the richest guy we know. He's pumping them out. He's got 3 kids now.
Yeah. Well, Elon's got, what, 15?
I don't know. I think he's done with 3, but that's plenty.
3's a lot.
Yeah,
Well,
now especially. Every
The
year
thing
they
is,
get
it's
more and more
not
expensive.
when you got the kind of money he's got.
Well,
It's
yeah, I
not-
guess
it's
that's
not
what
a
I was
big
going to
deal.
say. You know,
Yeah.
I could never afford to have.
I mean,
a
that's
couple
why
of
I
kids.
really never had even thought about having any kids. I was like, how would I afford a kid?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I've never been rich enough to have kids.
I could barely take care of myself. I'm 61. You want me to take care?
Right.
Right? I'm happy I don't have any pets anymore. I can't even afford if
Yeah,
one of them gets
I'm
sick.
glad I have my one cat. That's it. You know, no more pets after that.
Yeah,
Speaking
after
of which,
my
Big Boy
cats
was
of
by
20
last
years.
night.
It's fucking
Oh, really?
heartbreaking.
Which is funny because I have that. Well, the landlord's out of town for 2.5 weeks, so I'm kind of half-assed dog sitting that little yapper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
At your house or their house?
well, I bring him over to my house.
Okay.
So he's almost got to the point where he's cool with the cats. Like in another week or so, I think he and the cats are going to be fine. You know, where normally they're
You don't like
for
them?
whatever. No, it's not that he's just excitable and he barks, and the cats don't like that.
He's
But the
high energy
cats-
too.
Dude, this dog is literally like this big. If it bit you as hard as he could, he probably could barely break your skin. And these cats are terrified of him. You know, these cats can
So he's
literally
not one of these
destroy-
dogs that's going to kill you.
Actually,
No,
that's
he's
what,
loud,
that's what
though.
happened.
He's energetic.
That's what happened the other night. Is the dog cornered Big Boy for like a second, and I couldn't even see what was going on. All I heard was a "Arr!" and he comes running out. And he's never gone near him since then
Yeah. I can see that.
because that cat would kill him. Literally, could kill him.
How many
easily.
cats do you have now?
Well, I only have the one cat, but I got this one like visitor cat.
You always have some kind of stray cats, don't you?
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
cat
kinda
is
do.
living in several homes. He's not a stray cat.
That's
He's
the
a
thing.
fat
This
fucker.
one, this one, if it didn't have a home, would probably stay at my house. But he's got to live somewhere else because he shows up every once in a while. And he smells good. Like what the?
Yeah,
fuck?
some's giving him baths.
Yeah,
they
he's
take
big,
care of
and,
him.
big and
I
chunky.
truthfully, I think whoever he owns him may be putting him on a diet because he's the biggest, fattest cat I've ever seen in my life. So I think he sneaks over to my house to eat food and get some nip and hang out.
Probably.
It's a good
He's
gig.
huge, dude. He's one of the biggest cats I've ever seen.
Well, he only comes over at night, right?
Every once in a while, he'll show up during the day, but yeah. It's just random. You just come walk into the cat door like, oh, hey, what's up, buddy? And comes over, gives me some love, and then goes eat some food.
The one plus side of not having any pets anymore, though, is it makes road trips easy. I don't
That's
have
true.
to have anybody come over and sit them. I don't have to board anything or take it with me.
I only
who
go
takes care
for
of
a
your
day
cat?
or two, and I just
Oh,
leave
okay.
food and water. But I never go more than overnight.
I was
pretty
going to
much.
say, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine for a day or two for cats.
Yeah, I go overnight, come back the next day.
Although I had a cat once in high school that I was only gone for 2 days. The whole family left the cat for 2 days, and she tore a hole through the drywall in the kitchen and was hiding out in the walls when we came home. She was pissed. And then I took that cat with me when I moved to North Carolina, left her for 2 days also for a long weekend. And when I came back, she had peed on one of the stove tops, the burners.
God.
I didn't know until I was making a grilled cheese sandwich. I turned the burner on. Like 5 seconds
That's
later, my
happening.
eyes start watering.
Yeah.
And after that, every time if I was going to leave the house for any kind, even more than like 12 hours, I would put pots and pans over the burners upside down. So she
You
could
don't
never
want to have
do that
that happen to
again.
me once.
I just take out the whole ring and replace. Like there was no
Yeah,
way
they
to
do
clean
some
that.
weird fucking things when they're
Spiteful
left
and
alone,
smart.
yeah.
Like how would you think?
Dude,
you know, evil.
yeah.
That's evil.
They're evil, smart.
Here's even worse than yours. Same thing happened to me, but the way we found it out is the guy was sauteing some garlic
Ooh.
in cat piss. It was
It was the cat pissed in the pan.
no, it was underneath the pan. He was,
In the burner.
yeah. I was like, oh my god, what the hell is that smell? I
And
mean,
at first
we-
you're like, that garlic. There's something wrong with that
dude,
garlic.
that's what I'm telling you. We were first
Too
we were like,
strong.
what the? It was like, oh my god,
Is that
that's just-
elephant garlic?
It was brutal, dude.
Is that Charlotte?
It was
What is
brutal. It
that?
was Jan Macy, as a matter of fact. Rest in peace. The guy, the original singer from Sirius Jones,
Sirius Jones. I remember that.
right? God, that was fucking.
Have you
disgusting.
seen George lately from Furious George?
Not seen him. What's her name? Post pics of him once every once in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks about the same. I mean, he's
Is he still mad?
Bruce Willis. I mean, that's the problem.
He's still angry.
What's that? No, he can't. He's not that angry. He's Bruce Willis. He's got the
Oh,
same
that
thing.
sucks.
Yeah,
That
whatever
sucks.
Bruce Willis got. That's why that's why the band stopped. He just kind of got to where he would sit there and like a song that he'd sang for, 20, 30, 40 years now. He can't remember the words. It's like, he'd looking at Casey like, and Casey'd have to prompt him. Then, oh, okay. He couldn't
So
remember
is
the
that literally has the same thing that Bruce
I think so.
Willis does?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, even though my Dr. Chip, but that is my prognosis.
play one on a
yeah, I think
podcast.
that's what he has.
Yeah, because I see pictures too, and I just don't know. He seems like
And the thing is, people think he looks bad, but I think the reason he's kind of looks like the frail is because what's his wife's name? God damn it.
I can never remember either. I feel bad.
Anyway, but she's got him doing vegan stuff. I think that's why he looks like that. I think he just needs to eat a freaking hamburger.
Well, maybe because he does look.
Yeah, I think he needs vitamin B and iron. I think that's why he looks like that. It's not like everybody thinks he's dying or something. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Just needs a steak.
I mean, I'm sure we'll catch some heat for this, but whatever. That's what the internet's for. I've never seen any strict vegans that looked very healthy to me. They
And you
always-
were a vegan.
I tried it for 6 months, and I thought I was doing it for health reasons. And it actually, I mean, again, not a doctor, even though I play one on this podcast, and I'm sure that everybody's physiology is slightly different, but it ruined all of my metabolic charts, all my numbers. I gained weight, my cholesterol went up, my triglycerides went up, my
Yeah, see, it's
A1C,
not
'cause
necessarily
my
a good
A1C
thing.
went up, like everything went up. Everything about it was bad, and I couldn't do it. I did it for
It's
6
just
months.
like- it's just like-
I spent more money, enjoyed my food less, made my health worse. For what? For nothing. So yeah, I quit doing it.
Yeah. So
Kelly. God almighty.
Kelly Volpe. Yeah.
Yeah, Kelly. Yeah, no, I mean, I love Kelly. Kelly's great, but yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
got
is.
she's got to give him a burger. And I mean, she's got the same problem. I mean, she runs marathons.
Yeah.
Look at her. I mean, not that she looks bad, but if you run that many marathons, aren't you supposed to be like skinny? I mean,
No.
she's not fat by any means.
No, she's
but
definitely
she
not. I
doesn't
can
look
see
like
she's-
somebody that runs marathons. You know,
Yeah, she kind of does, I guess.
she should be a lot skinnier than she is.
That is
Mm.
I'm telling you, it's because of the veganism. That's what
Oh,
that's
maybe.
what's doing it.
26 miles. I consider that a moderate car ride, let alone
Oh,
running
yeah.
for 26
Right.
miles.
Kidding me?
Like, And to take a sport and name it after the first person who did it, whose heart literally blew up in his chest
died.
afterwards. Like, you know, he didn't say, "Oh, that felt good." Like, you know what I mean? That was a good stretch. I'm feeling good. No,
was
he
a
keeled
great
over
run.
dead
And
after
dude,
he did it.
that's-
And they're like, "We should do that every year, and whoever does it fastest should get a medal."
Have you heard of that guy Goggins? Something
David Goggins that
Yes.
ran without knees. Yeah.
Yes, and he does stuff that makes the marathons look like nothing. He
Yeah.
goes like 100 miles through the freaking forest and
Yeah,
shit.
but he, to quote himself, he is an uncommon a man amongst
Well, that's true.
uncommon men. Like, there's
True.
not a lot of people like that.
Well, I mean, you're not common. Well, it is getting more common nowadays, but not everybody can run a marathon. I can't. I couldn't even walk a marathon.
Yeah.
Let alone
Fuck,
run.
I get tired walking to my car.
It's not even tired for me. It's my knee. My
I got
knee
these
could never.
new shoes, these running shoes. I'm sure I'm not
New
going to show
Balance.
them,
There
but
you go.
they
Oh, man,
got
shoes.
these stupid, like, the toe tread goes all the way to the tip of the toe. Like, they really think I'm going to get up on my toes and start sprinting.
Oh,
you know?
they curl up
But,
on the
but they
front.
were one of the
Yeah.
only ones that fit. So I was showing them to Scott when I was in Charlotte, and I'm making that very joke to him. And he looked at me and he goes, "If I ever see you running, I'm just going to start running with you."
Yeah.
He goes, "Because I know you don't run." I'm
Yeah,
like,
right.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
if
You're
you see
running,
me
there's gotta
running,
be a good
I mean,
reason.
There's a reason.
I've expended every other avenue. All the bullets are gone. Whatever it is still coming. Let's go." You know. And the only reason I bought these shoes, and this is a good, funny little story for the pod. So I was in Ohio, and there's a shoe store there that's like a mom and pop place, and it's like an old fashioned store where people still come out and actually measure your feet
Yeah.
and
Oh, wow.
bring things out of the back and let you try them on and talk to you. And there's mirrors on the floor and everything. Like, they actually
That's
care.
unusual.
A
And
real shoe store.
A real shoe
Right.
store, and I hadn't been there in years. And it's called Walkers, and they mostly specialize in like shoes for kids with like 1 foot bigger than the other. Like, it's like, you know, not to be cruel, but it's like for crippled kids and shit like that. You're like,
Yeah.
if you can't find shoes anywhere else, you go there to get them. And I've got wide feet. So I went there to get sneakers, and I'm looking at them, and she comes over. "Oh, have you ever been here?" "Yes, I have." I give her my name. She goes, "I'll go in the back and start looking, you know, look at your records so I can help you." So while she's done, I'm over here looking at all these really cool, I can't remember the names of the brands now, but they had like 5, but New Balance was one. But I wasn't looking at those because those are all like old man golfy looking
Yeah.
sad ass shoes, right? I'm looking at all these cool, colorful ones. And after a couple of seconds, she walks over and taps me, and she goes, "You can stop looking at all 4 of those racks." And she points me directly to the New Balances, the 3 ugliest shoes, and says, she goes, "You wear a 6E. The only 3 shoes in this store that come in a 6E are those 3, and they're hideous." And then she's like, "These 4, they make in a 4E, which might fit you." She goes, "But everything on that side of the store that you were looking at," she goes, "none of those are going to fit your feet." Like, she essentially called me an ogre or, you know, a caveman or
She
whatever.
called you something.
Yeah, and I was
I
like,
don't know
"Let
what
me-
she was getting
let me
at,
get
but-
one of the 4Es and I'll try that." And I squeezed them into them, and they're pretty good. And I think it's
She
from
basically just said, "Stay with the New Balance, old man."
yeah, like you're like
Yeah.
you should, Flintstone feet. Like, you could, you know, water ski barefoot, that kind of thing. Snowshoes with no shoes on, that sort of thing. I think it's from, as a kid in South Florida, spending so much time without shoes, my feet just flattened out, widened out.
You know, they do say that if you spend a lot of time, that's another, on a Joe Rogan episode I saw this, is that if you spend a lot of time like not wearing shoes, you're not only with your feet, but your toes will
Yeah,
spread
so
out.
I have a bigger toe box on my shoes too. And when I was a kid, the bottom of my feet were like the bottom of a dog's feet, like
yeah.
pads.
Yeah.
I could walk on hot asphalt,
Oh, yeah.
hot sand at the beach, nothing. I went to the beach recently as a tender-footed old man now wearing shoes for years, and that shit hurt.
Oh,
yeah,
Like,
it's
I had to buy those like water shoes to go to the beach and walk across the sand.
yeah.
It's pitiful.
The toughest my feet ever were is when we used to go out every weekend and play beach volleyball.
Yeah.
Dude, you had to get tough feet, or else, I mean, you would literally go home with burnt feet.
When I first moved here, we used to go to Deerfield Beach and play volleyball almost every day. Me and Murphy, because we work
Right.
nights. You know, we'd go almost every day. Get on his bike and motorcycles and just go. Sometimes we'd just go right to the Keys.
Right.
But
Ride
I
the
remember
bike
as a
right to the
kid
Keys.
getting out of the car and walking across the parking lot to the beach with no
Oh
shoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
And then you learn
everything.
not to step on the painted white parts because that's so much hotter or whatever.
Yeah.
Or is that cooler? One of them is hotter.
No, that was cooler. Yeah.
I forget what it was, but yeah. Now, heaven forbid you step on a manhole cover,
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
like fried foot.
You know,
I
you
haven't
walk
done-
from shade to shade to shade.
God, I haven't had those
You know what
problems in
amazes
years.
me is how many people live down here that don't make any effort to park in the shade.
Right?
That just park out in the sun, like, hey, we're right next to a shady spot.
Yeah, or even if it's far away, like you want to be right up front. I'd rather be a full half a block or more away and be in the shade. It's worth it.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I look for the shade for sure.
Amazing how many people don't. You know, like, and they're Floridians. You're like, I get it if you're from the north. You know, oh, it didn't never occur to me. Yeah,
Right.
You're from here. What are you doing?
Well,
Park
yeah,
in the
native
shade.
Floridians seek the shade.
Well,
Yeah,
you'd think,
walk
but
in
some
the
of
shade.
Well,
them-
I've been.
You
I'm not a
You
native.
walk on
I
the
mean, I've been
shady
here
side of the street
you know,
if given the option. You know?
45 years. I look for the shade.
That counts.
Where were you born?
You're a naturalized
Massachusetts,
Oh, no shit. I'm going to be up there in October.
Springfield. Yeah.
I got to
Yeah?
spend
Where
a
you
week
going?
up there, yeah. Dad, I got to babysit Dad for
Boston,
a week.
right?
Well, Charlestown.
Yeah. My
Across the
girlfriend's kid lives in Boston now.
I have a sister in Boston now.
Yeah, I was kind of nervous, man. Dad was in the hospital for a while. I was didn't look good, and he's out now, so I guess everything's cool, but I was worried.
Yeah, I've been there.
The only one I got left. Well,
shout out to Bill. I hope you feel better.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, I
you know,
hope
the
so.
funny thing is, I was talking to him the whole time in the hospital. He never felt bad. He's like, I feel fine. I just
Well, I
wish
hope
they'd
you
let me
get
in.
better then. How's that?
Yeah. But yeah, he's just, he's 85. I don't know how much longer he's got left. But like I say, man, the fact that he took that fucking. I still think about whether that had anything to do with my mom's death.
I don't think it did, but I mean, I don't know. I'm not a doctor
Yeah, nobody
like you
knows.
guys. But
That's just it. Nobody really knows. Nobody's really doing any studies. Nobody's really saying.
all I know is that I had at least 3 of those shots.
Oh, really? Did you take? Well, you had to just do the traveling and stuff, right?
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I had to have proof. Some of the shows we'd go to. For insurance shit.
I did 2 of them.
Whatever.
The first
I
one
think
and
I
the
did.
rooster.
I think I did 3 total, and it never
I never did.
do anything to
And,
me.
and again, it was primarily because my dad was so nervous about it that he essentially wouldn't let me visit him. I couldn't go to his house and see him if I didn't do it.
Well,
So-
mine too. It was right before my dad died, too. So whenever I had to go see him a lot.
Well,
so-
and my dad was one of the few people that I said you should probably get the shot because he had lifelong asthma. And
Well, yeah, I think it did good for people who needed it.
Well,
I-
here's the
I
thing
don't
that
know.
really baffles me. Did you met Tracy, right? Before he died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For
Did
sure.
you ever know Tracy, the big black guy drummer dude that was taking care of my mom?
I met him once or twice.
Right.
At the
Well,
house,
anyway,
yeah.
so he was in the hospital for COVID, and I don't think they ever gave him the vaccine because I actually, while he was in the hospital, went on a date with a nurse that I used to actually date, but we kind of reconnected. And I asked her, and she actually was a nurse in charge of administering COVID shots. And I asked her point blank, I'm like, all right, so, the COVID, if you have COVID, will the shot make you better? She goes, yeah. And I go, well, why aren't they giving people in the hospital the shot? And she goes, well, I think they are. I don't know. I talked to my buddy, and I don't think they ever gave him the shot in the hospital, and he died. And it was just so weird because I was talking
Maybe
to
he
him.
declined the shot. Maybe
That could be. That could
if
possibly
they
that
give
is
if
weird.
they
But I mean,
give you
tell
a
you the
choice.
truth,
That's
of all the people
Because
that
some of those people were pretty adamant about not getting
Well,
the shot.
I don't know if it
you
would have been, but dude, if all the people that should have got the shot, he was one of them. He was like,
Yeah.
fucking,
He had,
300
he had a lot of
pounds.
comorbidities.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
lots.
I would be the
lots.
first one to say give me
Heavy,
a COVID
heavy
shot.
smoker.
But he was
of
also a
anything
pretty
you could get.
reasonable fellow, and I thought he was pretty smart. So
Yeah,
I
he
can't
was great.
imagine he wouldn't have. I think he would have I think he would have agreed to. I don't think he
Well,
would have refused it.
I would. Yeah, I would
He
think
is a
so.
crack addict.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Well, yeah, that,
I've met some
there is
really
that.
smart crack addicts.
yeah. I mean, he was a smart guy. He was a crack addict, but no. But I mean, I would talk to him in the
Well, how
hospital, and he
smart
sounded
can a crack
fine.
addict be?
Well, they were in the beginning.
Okay. All right.
The crack wasn't a particularly smart decision.
No,
but
actually, he was cool. A couple times yeah.
But anyway, the point being that I would talk to him in the hospital, and like he just sounded like, yeah, I'm just waiting for him to let me out. I'm fine. I feel fine. Everything's cool. And the next thing you know, he was dead. Like, what the? It just made no sense.
Yeah, I don't know. That is.
Yeah, he's the only person that I know
Yeah, me
that
too.
I know that died from COVID.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Only person.
Yeah, I don't
that
know
I knew
anybody
personally. Yeah.
Personally, I don't know any. I don't think anybody I know.
And I mean, he had all the comorbidities, everything, high blood pressure. He smoked everything you could possibly get your hands on: cigarettes, weed, crack.
Yeah, he was a
whatever.
big guy too.
Yeah, big 300-pounder probably.
I don't think he had the greatest, well, obviously he was 300 pounds, but I don't think he got to 300 pounds by eating a lot of really good food. I think he ate a lot of crap.
No, yeah. Well, I don't know. I think some people would just kind of. I think when you get to that size, it's almost not as much of what you eat as what you eat. If you're
Right.
that big and you don't have to eat that much, but if you're eating just pure crap,
And if you're not,
It's not
if you're
gonna-
living a really sedentary lifestyle, it doesn't take much to maintain that weight.
absolutely.
If you keep
Yeah.
your metabolism nice and slow,
Yeah.
Dude, I was thinking about it not too long ago when we did an episode and you could see I got this big old pot belly. I'm looking at him like, how do I have a pot belly? I barely eat anything at all. I eat maybe one meal a day, if that, sometimes. And I'm like, how the hell do I have a pot belly? And I know exactly what it is. It's milk and ice cream. I go through a freaking half gallon of milk every couple of days and, get those ice cream sandwiches in my freezer. Those things don't last very long.
Right.
And
You're
if I
right.
cut that
Yeah,
out,
I
I'd
eat
be
a lot
great.
of those things too. I don't eat a lot, but I eat a lot of times during the day. But I don't eat a lot.
Yeah, you just got a little better metabolism than me. You burn it off.
I got a little.
You're just a little
belly.
skinny guy. See, you're like one of those guys that you can just eat anything and you're always just going to be skinny.
Well, after my heart attack, I stopped eating so much. Obviously, hamburgers and meat.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But I eat a lot of chicken still. But I still eat.
Yeah, my sister is like that. She's like 100 pounds, and she can put away a tremendous amount of food. More than once or twice a day, if given the opportunity, and she never gets big.
Yeah,
Never
Yeah,
gets
I can't eat like that though. I mean, I literally eat. I'll get kids' portions a lot of times. Going,
speaking
I
of
no,
which,
I'm not going to eat it all.
I forgot to ask Becca about this, but I remember one time Becca came up to me at Cagney's. I didn't recognize her. She even said, it's like, it's me, Becca, because she realized she'd just gotten so huge.
I remember that.
And I don't know what she did to get back down to fighting weight, but she's back to looking great, whatever. But man, for a while there, I meant to ask her what happened. Like, I don't know if she had a thyroid issue or something.
Maybe
but
she kind of dropped off the map for a while. I didn't.
Yeah, and it was
hear or
like,
see
I don't mind,
anything,
but
and-
she looks great now. I mean, I
She was there. You just didn't recognize her.
Yeah, probably.
It could be.
But I did
swear to
see a
God, I
picture
didn't.
of her online the other day, and she looked great. I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, she looks great now again. I don't know what happened, but yeah, for a while there, she was. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
Could have been anything, I guess. People go through that. I've
Well,
never had the weight. I've
I know
never
what
had
my
to worry
weight's
about
been
the
Speaking
weight.
of that,
down, always.
I'm gonna lay money on that her answer is gonna be, I got a boyfriend. Because
Yeah,
she's been going out with that same guy for a long time, Renee or something. I think his name is, or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, I think that's probably. I'm going to say
Most people that get into a steady relationship gain weight then, because like the hunt is
yeah,
over.
that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
She
thought
got-
you were saying that's how she got thin again.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay.
how
Broke up,
She,
you mean?
she got this boyfriend, and then she just kind of let herself
Right,
go.
right.
Is she still with the boyfriend?
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she just decided to take control and
Yeah, I
get
mean,
herself
at
back
some,
to what she was.
at some point, it's not even about what anybody else thinks you look about. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
what if you're not
Exactly.
happy with how you look, then you got to change something. It's
Yeah,
really.
she was always a pretty girl though.
Oh yeah. Oh, and like I say, she's back. I mean, I don't know what happened there, but she's back.
Welcome back, Becca.
Yeah, all right. So we didn't.
My weight's been up and down all my life. I think I'm right now. I'm at about 180, and the fattest.
You're lighter than me.
The fattest I ever was in my life was like 310,
Dude, I'm like 106.
315.
Right. No shit. Yeah,
You and
are.
my sister are almost the same
Yeah,
size.
right.
man.
Yeah,
Literally. It fluctuates a couple up or down, but
You guys
You know,
could
I
fight.
wanted to-
You definitely take her though. She's weak and crunchy.
no, I'm definitely
Her doctor
definitely
told her-
strong and tough. I mean, I
Her
wrestled.
Her doctor actually
when I was
used those
young.
terms: weak, stiff, and crunchy. When a medical professional tells you, I guess it was in relation to her knees or something like that. But I've never heard a doctor tell a patient, "You're crunchy. You've been diagnosed with crunchiness."
You're crunchy.
So I wanted to ask you about something, just to bring him up to speed. I used to go out with this chick. It turned out to be crazy, but she, proposed to have a lot of money, and so we were living in Naples, and we used to come over every weekend and stay at that little apartment on Saranac.
Mhm.
All right, so at this time, my best friend of my whole life of ever is literally homeless, broke, like in and out of the hospital. I mean, explain your situation then.
I had just switched jobs. I was working for my uncle, and that's when I had massive problems and ended up having to have surgery on my neck and my brain. This, of course, resulted in me losing my job. I didn't have health insurance at the time. I couldn't get unemployment because I was a corporate officer in the company. I wasn't technically like an employee.
Did you have a
So it was
car?
a perfect shitstorm. Oh, my car got repoed because I couldn't
That's
make
right,
payments
right,
on it.
right.
I gave you my motorcycle, and then eventually it got sold. So I pretty much lost everything I had. And I was,
so,
Damn.
And so I say,
Yeah,
hey,
I was in
man.
a bad spot.
So I say, hey, man, just move into the apartment. Don't worry about it. Just move in there and stay there as long, until you get back on your feet. This chick freaked the fuck out. Like, what are you doing that? Oh, and supposedly we were married at this point, which,
Yeah,
if we
talk
were
about
ever
that on
married,
the
then
next
we're
pod.
still married, but whatever. I don't think we're ever married. But she freaked the fuck out. You can't do that with you. We're a couple now. You got to talk about these things. And I'm like, okay, so if I'd have asked you if it was okay, would you have said no?
Apparently, she probably would have.
That basically was the beginning of the end. Of that's
and
it.
that was, honestly.
And here's the weirdest part. She kept in touch with him after we broke up, right?
Yeah, for years.
It was just so odd.
That is pretty fucking odd.
Dude, everything
Do
about
I know that
chick was-
girl?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure.
I must know.
And I ended up staying, right? So I ended up, getting an attorney and getting, disability for it because I couldn't even
he
walk.
stayed there till he
I
could
was in
pay
a
rent. He
wheelchair
paid rent
like
for a
8
while.
months. But I stayed there for a year, and then I ended up, after I got my money, I just gave him all of the rent all at one time with a little bit on top too. I was like, thanks, man, but nobody's ever done anything for me like that. Stay here for a year.
Well, Chip,
pay
I
me
got to
when you
say,
can.
I will say one thing. Chip, as long as I've known him, which is, I don't even remember now how long it's been.
Wow.
30 years at least since I met you.
Yeah.
But he's always been one of the most generous dudes.
Yeah, that's
Whether you
something,
love
yeah.
him or hate him, I don't know what anybody ever says about him. You know what I mean? I've never ever out of all the people that I've known, ever had a problem with Chip.
It's hilarious.
Always been very just a kind
Yeah,
guy. Always
I've
been-
known him
he
since
helps a lot of
I'm
people.
going to
you know?
reluctantly take the kudos, but I got to tell you, this is hilarious because just this morning, I'm eating breakfast at Lake Worth, and this old homeless guy walks in. And he's like, he's begging the people at the place for some food. And I'm like, he's standing there and there's a thing of
almost got me.
muffins. And I'm like, dude, take a muffin. Get the fuck out of here. I'll buy him a muffin. Get the fuck, quit bothering those people. Get a muffin. Get out. Which is kind of funny because that wasn't good enough. Then he had to get a drink.
Right.
And then I'm sitting there with my "You're welcome" loaded up, ready to go.
Yeah.
Never needed to use it. No.
Well,
I just
people
wandered on.
suck.
Whatever.
Corolla.
People suck, but still,
Yeah.
you do that though.
Well, here's
You know
the
what I
funny
mean?
thing. They give me the check. And I go to pay it, and I'm going like, "Hey, you guys put a muffin on here," and they're like, "No, they told me not to put it on there." So they gave him the muffin. I didn't.
But you initiated giving him the muffin. So
Adam Carolla on his pod I just saw yesterday told a story similar to that where some guy asked him for money. He gave him $5, and the guy looks at him and looked at his car, realized he's rich, or whatever, and says, "Oh man, you can do better than that." And he goes, and Adam's like, "Well, yeah, I could give you $1 million, but I'm not going to."
Exactly.
Like you can't be mad that I didn't give you more money than that's insane. We should wrap this one up pretty soon.
Yeah,
though.
I was going to
It's
say
been
we
Mark,
didn't.
though. Yeah,
It's been
we never
an hour.
started it.
All right, yeah, we'll wrap this one up. Well, Steve, thanks for coming, brother.
Thanks for having
Great
me.
to have
Always
you
a
back.
pleasure.
Let's give him the,
time just flew by.
Always a pleasure.
Please like, comment, subscribe, share, all those good things, and of course, call us now that we've listened to our very first message.
Yeah.
The Sloth Doctor hotline 904-549-9024.
I got it.
Yes, amazing. He did get it.
All right, guys. We'll
All
see
right,
you
guys.
next
See you
one.
next time. Thanks.
Thank you.